What's up guys, Jake Lowry here, and today we're gonna see if we can make one of the most unethical bass fishing lures ethical. The other day I went bass fishing with a very well-known lure that a lot of people actually use for bass fishing. One thing that I noticed when I was using this lure that was different from a lot of the other lures I use is that I ended up false hooking a bunch of fish. I mean, I was hooking fish in the gills, in the body, I was bringing them in upside down and all different crazy types of ways. Obviously, that's not ideal if you're a bass fisherman because you don't want to hurt the fish, especially if you're catch and release. So overall, a really not a great look to be just snagging fish every single time you catch a fish on this specific lure. I know it's technically not illegal because you're not trying to snag the fish, but that doesn't mean that it's technically justified or it's something that you should be doing. There's actually a couple states in the US, I'm not sure which ones, that have banned this thing outright. I know there are like hook limits for how many hooks you could put on this lure, and there's a variety of laws across like a bunch of different states, but in Texas this lure is full out legal. You can use it wherever you want. Before I show you guys the lure we're going to be using today and the modifications that we're going to be making to it to make it more ethical, let's take a look at the fishing spot and talk about the conditions because I think we're going to have a really good day. Here at the lake, it is springtime. The bass fishing has really picked up in Texas. Last week I ended up catching a bunch of fish. The week before I ended up catching no fish, but we're using a crappy lure. But I think today it's going to happen with this rig because it is such a good bass catching lure. The conditions are overcast. It is like 75 degrees. There's clouds in the sky. The sun's not out. It's low pressure. That should mean that the bass fishing is freaking unbelievable. And hopefully we can end up catching some freaking big fish today because I want to get a big fish on the board for 2024. All right guys, I got the lure that we're going to be using today in the backpack. Let's pull it out. I'll show it to you guys and then we'll look at the modifications I'm going to be making to it. I picked it up from Academy in my hometown yesterday. Should be pretty killer. I got a couple things. The total bill for two of these rigs was like $70. So we want to make sure that we don't lose these today. Otherwise, I'm going to be pretty pissed. Got the bag in my hand. Let's take a look at the first thing in here. It is the umbrella rig, guys, or Alabama rig, however you want to call it. I picked out the Yum Alabama rig in, I'm not sure, it doesn't say the weight, but it has these little willow blades along the side of them that should be very effective for calling those bass in from a long ways. For trailers on this thing, or swim baits, I got Kitech Fat Swing Impacts. This was recommended by one of you guys, so we're gonna try these out today. I got kind of a shad dark gray color and then a white color. And then for jig heads, I got some 6th Sense Finesse jig heads. These things I used on the last umbrella rig that I had. I know the weight of them and I know that they worked really well. So the first modification I'm gonna make to this whole rig is I'm gonna take some of the hooks off of each of the baits. I'm gonna start with 3 hooks. So generally you would have 5 hooks. So we're gonna go down to 3 hooks and see if that helps us snag less fish. This is what the law would say would be technically better. We'll see if governing agencies know whether or not it's gonna make me snag less fish. I'm gonna have to modify 2 of these jig heads. I'll show you guys how I'm planning on doing that right now, but luckily I brought some pliers, so it should make this a little easier. Okay guys, all I'm gonna do here is grab that hook and twist it until that hook comes off. So we'll see. There we go guys, I got that hook cut off right there. We'll be able to thread that swim bait onto there and hopefully it'll stay on, but I think this will be just fine for a hookless setup. Another thing that will help us not get fish to bite these hookless swim baits is going to be putting the less flashy colors on those hookless jig heads. I think the reason behind that is the fish will come and see, you know, that those flashier colors and pick those out of the pot of fish. There is the final product right there for the umbrella rig. I have 2 white swim baits. Those both have hooks, and then a gray one that has hooks. The white one is on the very bottom and the center of the rig, and the gray one is also on the bottom. Their 2 top swim baits do not have hooks. Let's get this thing tied onto my rod and let's get the GoPro on and let's start fishing because I'm seeing some nice bass getting caught off these bass boats behind me. Holy freaking wake. All right guys, I got the umbrella rig rigged up with 2 less hooks. Let's make our first cast with this hopefully more ethical way to fish an umbrella rig and see if we can catch anything. I'm feeling pretty good today, guys. We have the literal perfect bass fishing conditions. I don't think it could get any better. It is a little crowded. It's Texas in the spring. There's gonna be bass fishermen everywhere. First cast, guys. Hopefully we can avoid the snags because This thing is gonna be 30 bucks a pop every time we get it snagged. I'm using my heavy action rod with a Daiwa Tatula reel and 17-pound fluorocarbon. 17-pound fluorocarbon will be more than enough for this rig. Last time I fished this thing, I was using braid, so I think I was able to get some more distance on this. All right, guys, we moved spots. It looks like it'll be a little deeper off of this rock right here. Let's get over this log and start casting again. Here we go. Perfect freaking spot right here, guys. All right, let's get a cast straight out and see if we can catch anything. Try to avoid the unwanted snags with the sticks. I'm gonna have to keep my rod tip up. Holy freaking wakes, guys. The amount of wakes at the spot is pretty freaking unbelievable. The amount of bass boats that just go by every 10 minutes in Sam Rayburn is just crazy. It's gotta be like 20 every 10 minutes at this freaking boat ramp. What surprises me is the amount of guys that like launch their boats and then fish the same damn park that their boat ramp is at. Maybe it's just a sign they can't afford their boats and the fuel, so they just don't want to burn fuel and fish right next to the freaking boat ramp or something. I mean, I don't know what it is. I can't afford a bass boat right now, guys, so that's why I'm not buying one. There is an insane amount of bass boats in Texas, though. Like, yep, fish, guys. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second, guys. Okay, that's data. That's data. All right, I just had a fish on, right? I don't know if you could see that, but you kind of feel it. See how my rod bent down. Fish hit it, held on to it, and then let go. So you tell me what happened. My guess, it hit one of these without a hook, let go of the hook, didn't end up catching anything. So that is a bad first sign for the less hooks on an Alabama rig strategy to end up catching or to end up snagging less fish, because I'm not sure if the lure is as effective. Let's get it back out there in that spot and see if we can hook another one and maybe we can gather some more data. I mean, what are the odds you choose or direct a fish to eat one of your 5 lures? I mean, or 3 of your 5. It's like, it cuts your odds of catching a fish down to like 50%, in my opinion. Doesn't decrease your odds of freaking hooking a snag though, because I've already gotten 2 snags here. Oh boy. That's something. Okay. Got it out, got it out. All right, let's cast that again. See if we can get something. Oh boy. All right, let's see if I can get over this log and get this thing unsnagged. I did not get this many snags the first time, I can tell you that. How deep is it here? If I had to guess, it's probably too deep. Ooh, it's chilly. What is it stuck on? Fucking turtle. Whew. Got it, guys. Whew. Whew. That was cold. Oh my gosh. I guess that's what happens when you throw $30 lures. You end up freaking waist deep just trying to get your freaking lure back. All right, guys. Rocky bank. Not a lot of rocks in this area. Maybe it's holding bass. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's holding a snag. Let's find out, guys. Well, guess we found out the answer. Holding a freaking snag. Oh, it's holding a fish? Are you kidding me, guys? Look at this. I thought I was freaking snagged, but I hooked a freaking tiny bass. I mean, look how small that thing is on this giant Alabama rig. He freaking just took me into a snag. What the heck? Ate the white one? Okay, guys, that's more data for our study, but takes a skunk off the board, but that might be the smallest fish I've caught this year so far on the biggest rig I fished this year so far. Anyways, guys, nice Sam Rayburn bass. Pretty cool looking, healthy little guy. And as always for the dinks backflip. until next time. Nice, guys, sitting right on this freaking little concrete structure. He must have been smart, because he ate it and then took me right into a snag, or he ate it after it was snagged. But there must be a lot of these little bass in this area. Let's see if we can pick off a bigger one right here. Nope, we could pick off a freaking snag though. But I was not expecting, I don't know what I was expecting today, but it was not a freaking 6-incher off the bottom of this thing. Okay, that's a better fish. Nice, guys, better fish. Nice. Oh, it came off. Dang it. Okay, that's data, guys. More data. Definitely wasn't hooked as good, but look at that. See that, guys? Scales. Still got scales on this freaking one bait, and you know what that means. That means that this thing was not hooked in the mouth. That means he was hooked on the side of the body. Something to consider, guys. I might have to end up taking more hooks off this damn thing, which will just be stupid. I'll end up with 0 hooks on the thing, but we still somehow snagged a bass with 3 hooks instead of 1. It might just be how the fish eat it too. That's something to consider. A lot of times these smaller bass will like hit the schools of bait with their bodies to try and kill them. And that could be doing what they're doing here, is hitting this thing, trying to kill the bait, and then eating it. But when they hit it, they get hooked, not when they try and eat it. Dang it, guys, that's annoying too, because I really wanted to catch that one. Maybe make a cast this way. There could be some big fish in this little back cut. Okay, guys, okay. This could be potential. This looks like some potential back here, guys. Potential for a freaking snag. Okay, got it out. Oh no, not another one of these. What the hell? Freaking trash. Oh, look at that, guys. That's pretty funny. I don't think too many bass fishermen can say they've done that. Freaking bag of Zoom worms. Are you serious, guys? Are there any in here? Oh my gosh, let's see if there's any in here. Oh, that could be a freaking ad for Zoom. That is so funny. I have never freaking ever done that in my life. Oh my gosh, it's one of those days. A dink and a bag of freaking Zoom worms. What the heck? All right, guys, we are due for a spot switch. I think I fished pretty much all the bank that was available to me at this spot. So I'm gonna look for on my phone a different spot in this area that I don't have to drive too far to. And we're gonna keep throwing the umbrella rig. But so far, I think we haven't really proved anything. We caught one fish, a really small fish. We caught that thing in the mouth, which is good. Change of pace for the umbrella rig so far in my personal experience, but that does not necessarily mean that this is any better or any worse. We have to get some numbers on the board today to see if we can prove that. And then the last thing that happened right before we finished was I freaking scale and gut hooked a fish, and I didn't land him, but when I brought my hook back in, I had scales on the hook. So that means that that thing was foul hooked and not hooked in the mouth. So 1 fish in the mouth, 1 fish foul hooked, and then 3 fish missed, probably because they hit the lures without hooks. But so far, any fish is fun. I think we still have odds to catch a giant today. I'm still gonna grind out another couple hours and see if we can catch some big freaking Texas bass. We made it over to the next spot. We are still at the same lake, just 30 minutes south at the dam of the spot. I know there's fish here for sure. Really freaking windy here compared to that other area, but I'm gonna go down to a spot that I caught a freaking giant striper at earlier. Cross this highway and get down there. Something really good is happening right now. Freaking dam is letting out water. That is a huge sign for the fishing here. Let's not waste too much time. You can kind of see that current going down there. I could not be any more excited about this freaking development in my day of fishing. We still got 3 hooks on this bad boy. Let's see if we can catch another fish without snagging it and potentially prove that maybe we can make this lure a little more ethical than when we normally use it. So let's freaking start casting over here, guys. I think we have good odds to hook some big fish. Oh, I'm feeling freaking good about this spot, guys. Yep. Oh, okay guys, literally right here. Oh my gosh. I told you guys, look at that. The fish took the freaking swim bait off the hook. That is freaking annoying, guys. See? Less hooks does not mean that you're gonna freaking still hook on those other colors. Oh, that's so annoying. And who knows, maybe there's a fish up shallow in here. It's just dicking around because it's so windy. Yep. Yeah! Woohoo! Who knew? The freaking umbrella rig catches dinks. 2 dinks in the same freaking rig. The bait's as big as it. Heck yeah. That is freaking awesome, guys. Who freaking knew about that? Look at that. All right, let's get this guy released. As always, dink backflip, but what is going on, guys? 2 freaking 6 inchers on the umbrella rig and no other fish. Probably had some bigger bites, but didn't hook them. This is the weirdest day of fishing I think I've had in a very long time. Maybe we could pick another one off? Maybe? Yep, another dink, guys. Let's go. Woo-hoo-hoo! Hit the white one. He actually got hooked. Fish number 3 on the day. Let's go. Back-to-back casts. All right, as always, dink backflip. Look how fat that fish is, though. And let's get him released. Woo! Trek, guys. This is a trek. We are trekking to the fishing spot today. Well, that doesn't look right. I think we gotta go up here. All right, I think this is the spot, guys. Just a small jump. And then 2 double jump. Oh, fuck. Woo! Whew. You guys see that last second stick I almost ate shit on? Freaking jumped over. That could have been very problematic, especially in the flops. Haven't been that athletic in a while. Yep. Fish. Oh my gosh. Uh-oh, guys. This is a nice fat fish, but look. Nice fatty. Look where that fish is hooked, guys. Right in the freaking top of his body. That is a fat fish, though. All right, so this fish got hooked right in the top of the body, which tells me one thing. I'm not sure it's really worth it to use 3 hooks, because I think the reason this bait snags so many fish is because of how the fish bite it, not how many hooks you have on. But anyways, guys, this is a nice fish. Pretty heavy for his size, but always good to catch a bass. This freaking wind is crazy. All right, let's get this guy released, and we'll see if we can catch another one in this spot. Whoa, that was a cool release. Come on, don't lose it. Got it out. That's a fish. That's a fish. Nice bass, guys. Nice freaking bass on the snag cast. Okay, guys, this is a nice bass. Let's go. Let's freaking go. Whoa, nice one. Freaking football. Look at that, guys. And once again, oh my gosh. Look at that bass. Once again, guys, hooked on the side. But oh, let's freaking go. Look at that freaking bass, guys. That is a nice 3-pounder right there. Hell yeah. He's fat and mean too. Let's freaking go. That's up there for the biggest fish on the year. Definitely over 3, could be pushing 4. Man, this lake when it's on, guys, it's like literally the best bass fishing lake in the whole country. I'm not kidding you. Let's see if we can get a good shot of this guy swimming off. There he goes, guys. Nice. All right, guys, that is going to wrap up the video using the umbrella rig, trying to make it snag and false hook less fish than when it has 5 hooks on. I don't think using less hooks really made a difference at all, fishing with the umbrella rig and snagging less fish. Really, guys, I caught a bunch of fish today. I caught 2 small fish that were mouth hooked, but then I also caught 2 big fish that were hooked on the side and one was hooked in the back. So again, guys, I used less hooks and I still ended up freaking snagging fish. So I really don't think it makes that big of a difference. Let me know what you guys think. I think the reason the fish get snagged with the umbrella rig so much isn't because of how many hooks are on the line. It's because of how the fish eats the rig. I think they use their bodies and hit that school of bait and try and like paralyze it. And when they do that, they end up hitting the hook with their bodies and getting snagged. I don't think it's because the fish are like turning on the hooks and the other hooks are hooking it. I really think it's because the fish are swinging on that thing and snagging on it. So I don't really think less hooks means snagging less fish. I think it just means catching less fish, because wherever that fish hits on that rig, if it hits where there's no hooks, you're probably not gonna catch them anyways. I'm not a hater of the umbrella rig, but I also am not gonna go throw it on every time I go fishing. So it's like a give and take thing. I think I might use it again a couple times, but I'm not gonna, seek out fishing the umbrella rig all the time. It's kind of more of a last resort kind of thing. But anyways, guys, hopefully today you learned something. And if you like the video, subscribe if you haven't, and I will catch you next time.